Hey, I'm your host, Sydney B, and welcome to another Honeylicious episode of The Social B Show. We're kicking the show off with a need for degrees. Later, we'll be getting Taboo, and finally, we'll wrap up the show with our hands up. But before we can get into today's topic, let's cover some hot topics on the sting. Has the need for college degrees increased? Graduation rates are rising, but it appears that the importance isn't the same amongst all ethnicity groups. According to the Pew Research Center, when African American, Caucasian, and Hispanic parents were asked about education, statistics show that both Black and Hispanic parents were more likely to say that it is more important for their children to earn college degrees, as it is a key factor in middle-class households. Caucasian students, however, are still more likely to obtain degrees. Jose Luis Santos of the Education Trust believes that people who are poor do not have the luxury of a higher education. Would you agree? Because I sure don't. A mentoring program is going above and beyond to ensure that minority students graduate. Despite the efforts at Tarrant County College to increase minority student enrollment, more than half of the students dropped out before completing their first semester. Program coordinator Freddie Stander took initiative by recruiting mentors for the Men of Color Mentoring Program. Within the first semester of the mentoring program, they were able to retain 75% of their students the following semester. Currently, 300 students are enrolled into the program with 150 mentors. College students are questioning, is it really worth it? The anxiety of unemployment after graduation has increased among students as stories continue about unemployed graduates and successful college dropouts. Students show that college graduates earn 2 to 3 times more throughout their lifetime than individuals without degrees at all. As our society continues to grow, our economy will need more people with college degrees. So, do we all have doubts? Of course we do. But we must push through and walk by faith and not sight. Okay? Okay, honey. Now, guess who's turning 27? You may remember ABC's Thank God It's Friday lineup as a child. Officially 27 years ago, when ABC aired TGIF, shows such as Perfect Strangers, Family Matters, Full House, Boy Meets World, and more aired at that time. That's when Friday afternoons after school were the absolute best. I sure do miss the original sitcoms. My favorite was definitely Family Matters and Boy Meets World, occasionally on a good day, of course. What's your favorite 90s sitcom? Let us know on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Social B Show. Now, it's time to toss to Mike and Drew of the Mike and Drew Sports Show to hear the latest in sports news.
What's up, y'all? I'm Drew, here with Mike from the Mike and Drew Sports Show, bringing y'all sports at another level. And today on the show, we're going to be discussing LeBron James and the Cavaliers. We're going to see the difference between David Black coaching versus Tyronn Lue being a coach.
And also we'll be discussing if we think LeBron has been playing too many minutes and our playoff predictions for the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals. All right, Drew, so what do you think the difference is between the David Black coaching and Tyronn Lue coaching?
Well, I don't see too much differences going on right now. I'm pretty sure it's due to the small sample size that we got with Tyronn Lue. He's only been coaching for 15 games. He's won about 12-6, so I can't say that I see any legit differences right now. I mean, I do see them giving the ball to Kevin Love a little bit more ball movement. That was one of the things Tyronn Lue said he wanted to fix, like the ISO play coming off a miss. So I do see a little bit more ball movement, but other than that, I can't say it's too much different. I don't think they made the right decision in choosing Ty Lue.
I think they kind of did. I think they're more comfortable, with Tyronn Lue opposed to David Black. I think they could, confide in Tyronn Lue a bit more. I think David Black wasn't really interacting with the players as much, and their assist to turnover ratio, it was 10th under Black, but now it's first under Lue. Okay. And you can see their offensive efficiency, it went up from 105 to 112, so they're moving the ball better since Tyronn Lue has been playing. So, and I think LeBron has been creating more points off the assists, and so I think when they playing like that, they're all they're gonna perform at a higher level.
Yeah, like I said, they are moving the ball more, but I mean, they were with David Black. They were on pace to beat their record last year. So, in firing David Black, I feel like instead of trying to make the main objective to get someone LeBron James is going to like, they should have got someone who's going to get in LeBron James' backside and tell him, like, you know, facilitate more, go get the bucket. And it seems like their chemistry is just off. And regardless of who's coaching, regardless of the game plan, if they don't get their chemistry together or they don't come out more intensified, it's not going to matter who the coach is. They still going to lose to the Warriors. And I think that's what they were trying to do in hiring Tyronn Lewis to beat the Warriors, and that's not going to get it done.
All right. So do you think LeBron's been playing too many minutes?
Yeah, I think he's been playing too many minutes, but that's what superstars are supposed to do. That's what comes with being a superstar player, especially LeBron being the quote unquote best player in the world. You're supposed to play too many minutes. Now, when it gets to the point that your body's breaking down and you're getting injured, then it's time to sit out a game, just like he did this past week. He sat out a game. So of course he's playing too many minutes, but that's what comes with being a superstar. But if his body's breaking down, then it's time to sit out the game. What you think about these minutes?
Why the change in your
last
mindset from this year to last year?
The mindset is how my body was feeling. Last year I was banged up. The mindset is just the reality. You know, this year I feel 10 times better than I did last year.
Like you said, he's a superstar. I mean, I don't think he's playing too many minutes. You know, he said he's feeling the best he's felt in all these years of playing. So I think he was a little banged up, but you know, the minutes don't really matter. You know, they're gonna play how they want to play, regardless of how many minutes they play. So.
All right. So in the East, we got Cleveland evidently running away with it, but when you get to like from 3 on down, it's pretty competitive to the point that threes swapping out to like 8th seed, 9th seed. So in the Eastern Conference Finals, I know you probably got the Cavs. Who you got in the Eastern Conference Finals?
You know, I got to go with the Cavs and the Raptors, man. Like, I think that's gonna be a good matchup. You already know you got the Cavs, you got LeBron, Kyrie, K-Love, so they automatically gonna win the East. And then you got the Raptors. They've been playing better as of late with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan making it to the All-Star game, and they second in the East right now. And they just beat the Cavs a few days ago. LeBron missed the late game winner.
Yeah.
That was big, and they holding the series over the Cavs for the season at 2 against 1. So I had to go with the Cavs and the Raptors for the Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah, a couple of the things you just said just took me toward the Raptors route, but of course I got Cleveland, like you said. Kyrie, K-Love, LeBron, no one's going to stop them. And LeBron being in the East, that's his Eastern Conference Finals at all times. He's going to go again.
Right.
But in terms of who's going against him, I was looking at the Raptors, and I had them up there, but I saw a couple of numbers, like they don't move the ball, they don't get a lot of points off assists, they don't grab a lot of boards, they don't score in the paint a lot, and that's why I lean toward Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's going to be Boston and Cleveland, just because Boston's they top 5 in defensive efficiency. You're going to need rebounds and points in the paint and assists in the playoffs. And if you don't move the ball in the playoffs, that usually translates to you being kicked out. So I have Boston and Cleveland. What you got for the West?
Got to go with the Warriors and Spurs, man. We're going to see that matchup a little later in the season. The Warriors blew the Spurs out the last time they played by 30 points. And, Tim Duncan wasn't playing, to help, run the offense and clog up the lane. So the Warriors are basically able to, get off any shot they wanted to. So I think that's going to be the Western Conference matchup right there.
Well, where we differ at. We both got the Warriors and their best team in the league, best player in the league. About to break the 72-10 record.
Right.
So we both got the Warriors in there, but I got OKC instead of San Antonio. Like we said in the past, San Antonio has everything going for them. Defense, best bench, good coaching experience, but to beat the Warriors, you just have to run with them. And we saw in the last 2 games, OKC played that they could run with the Warriors, and both games was close. No matter who got down or who got up, both games were competitive just because of the scoring power. So I got OKC versus Golden State.
Should be a good playoff. So that's all we have for y'all today. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mike and Drew Show, and visit our website at MikeandDrewSports.com. And back to you, Sydney.
Thanks, guys. And as you all know, before we can wrap up anything on the Sting, we must talk about the Buzzkill of the Week. Don't let your dogs just roam the neighborhood because, they might just not come back home or maybe possibly killed. actress Salma Hayek's dog was accidentally shot and killed by her neighbors. According to authorities, neighbors fired at the dog with an air rifle after it had entered into their garage and fought their dog. But they were unaware that they had even struck the dog with the actual air rifle. Hayek's 9-year-old dog Mozart was with a caretaker at the time when he ran off at the sound of hearing another dog. A veterinarian determined that a lead pellet nicked an artery and caused the dog to internally bleed out. Not only has Hayek's neighbors sent their deepest regards, but Hayek is hoping that authorities will find justice. According to authorities, though, the neighbors were actually in the wrong. So, unfortunately for Hayek, all we can do is just send our deepest regards. Well, that's all the time that we have for you tonight on The Sting. We have to take a very quick break, but when we return, we'll be discussing some taboo topics. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, we love discussing taboo topics here on the Social B Show. And this week, we've brought in an expert to help us uncover more taboo topics that you probably wouldn't even believe are taboo. Joining me now for Tea and Honey are Dr. Orbe, Ciara Watkins, Malcolm Oliver, and Alan Taylor. Welcome to the Beehive.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Excellent.
Good. Now, usually, Doc, it's me who, gets everything rolling, gets the show going, but it's you tonight.
Okay.
So, whenever you're ready, be awesome.
Okay, so our guest panelists don't know exactly what the questions or the topics are going to be for tonight, but just for the viewing audience and for those who are here, taboo topics can range on a personal, social, cultural, and societal level. Taboo topics are different than controversial topics. So politics, abortion, those are topics that are typically controversial because people have different opinions. Taboo topics, the most strictly taboo topics, are those that are unspoken. And because they're unspoken, typically they have a lot of power in our lives. So what I want to do to kind of get you all thinking about taboo topics is, if I would ask each of you, what do you think is the most taboo topic in our society? What would your response be? What's the most taboo topic? Unspoken, you dare not even speak its name.
That's a good one.
That's a great question.
Yeah, great question.
I think we don't like to talk about death, honestly.
Okay. So death and dying is typically a taboo topic because it has to do with the unknown. So at the core of many taboo topics are fear, a fear of the unknown, a fear of being judged. What else?
I just think the whole gay movement, or just legalizing gay marriage, that's pretty taboo in my household.
Okay. So one of the things you have to realize is taboo topics occur at different levels. So within a specific context, that could be very taboo. Society, that's probably more controversial. I mean, you talk about it and you might argue about it, but it's not unspoken. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think?
Baby daddy, baby mama drama, just having more than one baby mama or more than one baby daddy. People don't really speak on that much, but that's...
Oh, no, they speak on it. They just don't do it in front of your face.
Yeah.
So they talk really badly about you. But if we think about taboo topics, we can do, for instance, what is your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear in life?
I would say my biggest fear is just, it's not being successful, but being successful in the way of making my family proud. Yep. If I was to not make my family proud, that would be a big fear that I realized, I guess. So.
Excellent. So failure typically can be a taboo, where you won't talk about it. Sometimes you struggle in failure, but you won't share about it. So that's good. How about the rest of you? What's your biggest fear?
I'm just scared of dying.
Yes, that's my fear.
When I think about that, I just go the other way. I don't even want to think about it.
And what causes the most fear? Is it the unknown? Is it what you're leaving behind? Is it regrets you have?
What I'm leaving behind. Definitely what I'm leaving behind. It's really all that, everything you just said. The unknown. I don't want to die too soon. Just today I was about to, make my statement on the world. The unknown, definitely.
Right. So again, at the core of taboo topics is this fear, the fear of the unknown, but also fear of things that you weren't able to do. We just had a tragedy in Kalamazoo. Multiple people died randomly, which is just bizarre. But I've reached at least middle-aged, and I've had conversations with my children about if I die, I'm hoping I've given you everything you have. And I'm a person of faith, so the grave doesn't have any sting for me, so I'm good. I don't want to leave it unfinished business, though. What would you think your biggest fear is?
Mine kind of has to do with death as well, but not for me personally. It's honestly my parents. My parents had me at an older age, so they're a lot older than most people my age. Their parents. So I think just losing them before I really have grandchildren or get married, things like that is what I fear.
And how many of y'all have had discussions about death and dying with the people that you love? So, do your parents have a will? You said you have young people? Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you have a will?
No will. I barely got anything.
Okay. But, so the more you talk about it, you actually take the taboo away from it. Let me ask you this, and I want you all to go deep here. Y'all want to see them go deep?
Yes.
Okay. Fill in the blank, starting with our host. If you really knew me,
Ooh.
I mean, at the core of who you are.
If you really knew me, you would know that I live in my head. Like, I talk to myself on a daily basis, like, all the time.
Overanalysis?
Overanalysis of everything. Like, we can be sitting here having this full-blown conversation and I'm thinking about something totally different. But I live in my head. I'll hear everything you're saying, but I ultimately live in my head.
That's a good one. Honestly, I'm like the same way. I think that's probably why we're friends.
No. If I really knew you.
I'm serious. You have to come back to me before I can think of another example.
Because here's the thing. We all have public image that we promote to others. And as a communication professor, we do that through our communication. It's called image management theory. And we may promote a certain image that doesn't reflect who we are. So if you really knew me, you know that I'm a walking billboard for overcompensation. I grew up in low-income housing projects. My parents dropped out of high school. I was the first person in my extended family to graduate from high school. Never mind going to undergrad, grad, and then another grad. But here's the thing. My whole life has been trying to prove that I'm not an imposter, that I'm actually deserve to be able to teach. So I overcompensate with everything I do. But people wouldn't get that. But if you really knew me, you know that I spent a lot of time working behind the scenes to make sure that I feel good enough to do what I do. If you really knew me, you would know that.
I think a lot of people are motivated internally. If you really knew me, you would know that I'm motivated from external factors, as far as my family, like my friends. Like, it might look like I'm really, motivated myself, but other people really get me going. So.
All right.
If you really knew me, you would know that I'm way more serious than I come off. Like you said, how you promote yourself to the people, I promote myself ratchet. I be just doing stuff, But really, when it comes, I write the Constitution for the org. I do all the extra behind the scenes. Nobody would know that, though. They don't know I be on that. That's me. You would never know that. They don't get no credit either, but I be on that.
Nice. So 3 most taboo topics typically in the United States have to do with race, have to do with sex and sexuality, and have to do with spirituality. And kind of death and dying ties into spirituality, so we can see some of those trends. Let me ask you this. What's one aspect of your sexuality, either an act or some expression of your sexuality, that you at one point in your life want to experience? Someone in the audience said,
Well, I definitely want to experience multiple partners, multiple female partners, should I say. Let's keep it, we gotta be specific nowadays.
True.
Multiple
Are you talking about together at the same time or just, okay.
Yep, so.
So you're screaming
Define multiple for me.
Yeah, at least more than one.
No. How many?
6.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know. Just more than one girl.
No.
Also.
Okay.
That's my answer. I don't know.
Can you repeat the question?
People, when they want more time to delay, always say, "Can you repeat the question?"
Why you gotta throw me under the bus like that?
What's one means of sexual expression or act, behavior, sexual act, something that you want to experience before you die that you think would be meaningful for you to express your sexuality?
That's a hard question. Alan.
You keep directing the question.
Alan. Because I want to give some very thorough answers. You know, I don't want to just throw anything out there.
Well, mine's kind of opposite of Milk. I really just want to mess with one person, but that never happens. I got like 7 different loves going on right now. So, you know,
You are shocking people with your life right now.
Right.
Yeah,
All
you
this
know,
like,
I'm for real too. It's like I don't just me seeing my future. I want to be with one person. I be trying to see marriage, then I just don't see it. Just go out the window. I got like 10 girlfriends in my head. That's what it feel like. I get checked by 10 people daily. You know.
I can't deal with that. I'm straight.
Did you get a chance to respond to that question?
I'm like Watkins. Or Ciara is her name, actually. Wow. I don't know. You know what? I would say for like once as like a bucket list, you have like an open marriage on a moment where you can be like a swinger. I think that looks kind of fun. Like,
Swinging?
yeah, like no, not like a real thing, like
No,
more
I
of
got
an
you.
overseas thing, like out of the country, like.
So
So
you don't wanna
it's
be
not
married.
real if it's over the sea.
Right,
You
if you
can
do
never
it
go pull
in a
up
different
on the
country.
that you did it.
do it in different countries,
So
it don't count.
the other thing we do, so every fall at Western Michigan University's campus, I teach a class called Communicating About Taboo Topics. It typically fills up the first day of registration. People want to get in. We do a lot of fun stuff. So one of the things we do is play Would You Rather. So one of the questions, we might not have time to get into it, but one of the questions I ask them is really these taboo topics. So the question to you, here it is. This is a great, you can just choose one or the other. Would you rather watch your parents have sex or have your parents watch you have sex?
Definitely have my parents watch me have sex.
Why? Why?
I mean, I feel like as I'm having sex, I'm not gonna be paying attention to if they are watching me or not. I'd rather me be enjoying myself and they just have to witness it rather than me having to.
That is
Yeah, I
So,
wouldn't enjoy
Mr.
that.
Taylor, would you rather watch your grandmother give your grandfather oral sex or have your grandfather watch your grandfather give your grandmother oral sex?
Oh man.
Grand, what are you doing? Get up.
Watch Grandpa go in on Grandpa. That's about it. Yeah, I don't even
So we play a lot of fun, a lot of activities. You get people thinking critically about some of the ones. So one of the ones, Malcolm, we also asked is, would you rather have mind-blowing sex twice a year or have average, moderate sex once a week?
Average mileage. Most
I feel like that would be everybody's answer.
Really? No.
Twice a year?
If it's good enough, it'll keep you. Trust me.
All right. Well, things are really heating up here, but unfortunately, we're all out of time. But before we go to break, I have a tease for the bees. Y'all ready? What has a mouth but cannot eat? What moves but has no legs? And what has a bank but you can't put money in it? Tell us your answers on Instagram, Twitter, and even Snapchat at The Social Bee Show, and even tag it with hashtag Tease for the Bees. When we return, we'll be uncovering what 85 is. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In the studio with us today, we have Dr. Orbe, Ciara Watkins, Malcolm Oliver, and Alan Taylor. And it's time to take it back, way back, to a little game that I like to call Hands Up to 85. Are we ready? So,
Sure.
I'm going to just tell you the rules real quick. It's a process of elimination. There is no demonstration, and there will be no hesitating. Okay? Your category is fruits and vegetables. Sorry, fruits and vegetables, and you have to use the alphabet. And it has to go in order. All right.
So it's going to be
Starting with, I'm gonna show you.
It's fruits and vegetables, right?
Fruits and vegetables.
okay.
Okay, and you can't repeat. If you repeat, you out.
Okay.
No repeating.
But it's going in alphabetical
Yeah, we're
order.
going alphabetical,
So you can't
I'm
repeat.
good.
Right, but just so happen, what if we get through all the way to Z?
That's not good.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm trying to be optimistic for us, and y'all
Nobody's
just
gonna
killed
say
it.
zucchini.
They might. You never know. All right, you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So hands like this. Ready? And it goes. Hands up to 85. Gonna get names up. Anything. No hesitation. No demonstration. Now let's go. Starting with Alan. Ending with Sydney. Now let's go.
Okay, you started on instructions in the middle of it. That's not gonna work.
Now, I didn't. I just said we started with Alan. And we ended with Sydney.
Okay, start say ending with Sydney.
Yeah. I'm
wanna
sorry.
start over?
Yes. Come on.
Can we like skip the whole song?
No, the song goes with it.
Why are you yelling?
That's her.
We all right here.
I don't really know. Okay, ready? 5, 6, ready, go. Hands up to 85. Gonna get names of fruits and vegetables. Sorry, we messed it up. Starting with Alan. Now let's go.
Apricot.
Bananas.
Carrots.
Dandelion.
Eggplant.
We'll go back around?
Yeah, yo, you out.
She said ending with Sydney. I didn't know. The ending was over.
You gotta keep going.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Come on, you four. I mean, well, us four.
Okay, so now does he get E? Or where were we at?
He starts at F.
F.
Thank you, bro, in the back. They just let Dandelion slide.
Yeah, dandelion.
I'm vegan. I'm vegan. I don't even know what that means.
Why you ain't say nothing? I laughed.
He's a doctor. I didn't know if you knew something.
That sounded good. He was like, wow.
That's good. He was confident. He sounded
I
confident.
got you.
That sound confident.
I got
Sound
you.
confident.
All right, you ready?
Google it.
We're starting with F. 5, 6, ready, go. What was that? I know he out. He automatically.
Got it.
Wait, I can do G, right?
Yeah, start at G.
Okay, I can do that. What do I do on this side?
That's all.
Nobody.
Smack them thighs with
You ready?
Yeah. But I'm going like this.
You don't seem ready.
Not no F.
Let's go.
No, you're not.
5.
I'm G. All right, ready?
5, 6, ready, go.
Greens.
Horseradish.
Ice cream.
A fruit or a vegetable?
That's all I had.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? What starts with an
Wait,
I?
you came up with this and you had ice cream.
I know, but I never
It
thought
just
about
goes,
it.
it goes so fast. So you're JK. Okay.
I'm J.
Yeah, come on.
JK.
5, 6, ready, go.
Jelly.
Jelly. You just thought as I am.
I'm glad I got out early.
Well,
Didn't I tell you it was overcompensation? So I cheated to win the game. That's all I got to do.
OMG. Dr. Orbe has won the game. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for you tonight on the Social Bee Show. But before we go, remember that tease that I left you wonderful bumblebees with before the break? What has a mouth but cannot eat? What moves but has no legs? And what has a bank but can't put money in it? Drum roll, please. Does anyone up here have a guess?
Cup.
Maybe? A cup. All right, a cup. Anyone else?
A river.
That's good.
He looked at the screen.
I
y'all.
know he did. I know he did. You looked. I watched him. He go straight like.
I think you got
bank
it.
in a
I think you
mouth,
got it. I'm not
that's
going to
literally
take it
the
from
only thing I'm
Okay.
Bank in the
Okay.
mouth.
A cup. Good
Well,
job.
good job, Malcolm. He guessed it. A river. Thanks to all who played, tweeted, Instagram, and Snapchatted us at The Social Bee Show. We would like to thank our wonderful guests for joining us tonight. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for The Social Bee Show. And always remember, be honest, be humble, be you. I'm your host, Sydney B. Have a wonderful week.
Bzzz.